something I don't want any.
Then we have some vodka instead.
No. I don't drink vodka every day. Besides, it's getting too hot now. Tell me, Nanny, how long have we known each other?
Let me see. How long is it? Lord help me remember. When you first came in these parts, let me think. When was it? Sonia's mother was still alive. It was 2 winters before she died. That was 11 years ago, perhaps more.
I've changed much since then.
Ah, yes. You were young and handsome then. Now you're an old man and not so handsome anymore. You drink now too?
Yes. 10 years have made me another man. And why? Because I'm overworked, Nanny. I'm on my feet from dawn till dusk. I've had no rest. I tremble underneath my blankets at night for fear of being tried to visit someone who is sick. I've toiled without repose or a day's freedom since the day I've known you. Could I help growing old? His existence here is tedious. It's a dirty, senseless business, this life. And it gets you down. Everyone around here is eccentric, and I'm eccentric as the rest. After living with them for 1 to 2 to 3 years, one can't help but become eccentric himself. It's inevitable. See what a little mustache I've grown? A foolish little mustache. Yes, I'm eccentric as the rest, Nanny, but not as stupid. No, not as stupid. Thank God my brain hasn't handled it yet. Even though my feelings have grown numb, I want nothing. I need nothing. I will love no one, unless it's you or yourself alone. I had a nanny just like you when I was a child.
Do you want a bite to eat?
No. During the 3rd week of Lent, I went to the epidemic in Moscow. It was an outbreak of typhoid fever. All the peasants were lying side by side in their huts, and the calves and pigs were running amongst the sick. Or was it amongst the floor? No, along the floor amongst the sick. Such dirt there was and smoke, unspeakable. I slaved among those people all day, and not a crumb passed my lips. I went home that night, and there was still no rest for me. A switchman was carried in from the railroad. I laid him on the operating table, and he went and died in my arms, underneath chloroform. My feelings that should have been deadened awoke again. My conscience tortured me as if I had killed that man. I sat down, I closed my eyes like this and thought, will our descendants, 100 or 200 years from now, for whom they're carrying away, will they remember to give us a kind word? No, Nanny. They'll forget us.
Man is forgetful, but God remembers.
Thank you for that. You've spoken the truth.
Yes. Yes.
Have you been asleep?
Yes, very much so. Oh, ever since the professor and his wife have come, our daily life seems to have jumped the track. I sleep at the wrong time, I drink wine, and eat all sorts of fancy cooking for luncheon and dinner. It isn't wholesome. Sonia and I used to work together and never had an idle moment. But now Sonia works alone and I only eat and drink and sleep. Something is wrong.
This house is topsy-turvy. The professor wakes at noon. The samovar is kept boiling all morning and everything has to wait for him. Before they came, we used to have dinner at 1 o'clock like everybody else, but now we have it at 7. The professor sits up all night writing and reading, and suddenly at 2 o'clock, there goes the bell. Heavens, what's up? The professor wants some tea. Wake the servants, light the samovar. Heavens, how topsy-turvy.
Will they be much longer?
100 years. The professor has decided to make his home here.
Look at this now. The samovar has been on the table for 2 hours. They're all out walking.
All right, don't get excited. Here they come.
Superb, superb. What beautiful scenery.
They are wonderful, Your Excellency.
Tomorrow we're going into the Paris Bazaar. Want to come, Papa?
Ladies and gentlemen, tea is ready.
Would you please be good enough to send my tea into the study? I still have some work to finish. I'm sure you'll love the Forest Bazaar.
There goes our learned scholar on a hot, sultry day like this, in his overcoat, galoshes, carrying an umbrella and wearing gloves.
He's trying to take good care of his health.
Oh, how lovely Helen is. How lovely. I have never in my life seen a beautiful woman.
Do you know, Maria, that as I walk in the fields or in the shady garden, as I look at this table here, my heart swells with unbounded happiness. The weather is enchanting. The birds are singing. We are all living in peace and contentment. What more could the soul desire? Much obliged to you. Much obliged.
Such eyes, a glorious woman.
Come, Ivan. Tell us something.
What do you want me to say?
Have you got any news for us?
No, it's all stale. I am just the same as usual, or perhaps worse. Because I've become lazy. I don't do anything now but croak like an old raven. My mother, the old magpie, is still chattering about the emancipation of women, with one eye on the grave and the other on her learned books, in which she's always looking for the dawn of a new life.
And the professor?
The professor sits in his study all morning till night, as usual, and writes, as the poet says, straining the mind, wrinkling the brow. We write, without respite, or hope of praise in the future or now. Paper. He ought to write his autobiography He would make a really splendid subject for a book. Imagine it, the life of a retired professor, as stale and as a piece of hardtack, tortured by gout, headaches and rheumatism. His liver bursting with jealousy and envy, living on the estates of his first wife, although he hates it, because he can't afford to live in town. He is everlastingly whining about how hard his lot is, though, as a matter of fact, he is extraordinarily lucky. Only think what luck he has had. He's the son of a common deacon and has attained the professor's chair. Become the son-in-law of a senator, is called Your Excellency, and so on. But I'll tell you something, the man has been writing on art for 25 years, and he doesn't know the first thing about it. For 25 years he has been chewing on other men's thoughts about realism, naturalism, and all such foolishness. For 25 years he has been reading and writing things that clever men have long known and stupid ones are not interested in. For 25 years he has been making imaginary mountains out of molehills. And just think of the man's self-conceit and presumption all of this time. For 25 years, he has been masquerading in false clothes and has now retired absolutely unknown to any living soul, and yet see him stalking across the earth like a demigod.
Ah, you envy him.
Yes, I do. Look at the success he's had with women. Don Juan himself wasn't more favoured. His first wife, who was my sister, was beautiful, gentle being, as pure as the blue heaven there was above us, noble, great-hearted, and with more admirers than he has pupils. And she loved him, as only beings of angelic purity can love those who are as pure and beautiful as themselves. His mother-in-law, my mother, adores him to this day, and he still inspires a sort of worshipful awe in her. His second wife, you see, a beautiful, intelligent woman, she married him in his old age and has surrendered all the glory and beauty and freedom and youth to him. Why? For what?
Is she faithful to him?
Yes, unfortunately she is.
Why unfortunately?
Because such fidelity is false and unnatural, root and branch. It sounds well, but there's no logic in it. It's thought immoral for a woman to deceive an old husband whom she hates, but quite moral for her to strangle her poor youth in her breast and banish every spark of life from her heart.
Vanya, I don't like to hear you talk so. Listen, Vanya. Everyone who betrays wife or husband is an unfaithful person, and can also betray his country.
Turn off the taps, Waffles.
No, allow me, Vanya. My wife ran away with her lover on the day after our wedding because my face was unattractive. I have never failed in my duty since then. I love her and am true to her to this day. I help her all I can, and have given my fortune to educate the children of herself and her lover. I have forfeited my happiness, but I have kept my pride.
Annie, dear, there are some peasants waiting out there. Go and see what they want. I'll pour the tea.
Oh, thank you.
I've come to see your husband. You wrote to me that he had rheumatism, and I don't know what else. He appeared to be ill, but now he seems lively as a cricket.
Oh. He had a fit of the blues yesterday evening, complained of pains in his legs. He seems alright against it.
And I galloped over here 20 miles at net break speed. No matter though, it's not the first time. Once here, however, I'm going to stay until tomorrow. Try and get some sleep. Quantum stasis.
Oh, splendid! You so seldom spend the night with us. Have you had dinner yet?
No, I haven't.
Good, so you'll have it with us. We dine at 7 now. This tea is cold.
Yes, the temperature in the summer has indeed considerably diminished.
It's not mine, Miss Revan. We will drink cold tea then.
I beg your pardon, my name is not Ivan, but Ilya Telegin, or Waffles, as I'm sometimes called, on account of my pockmarked face. I am Sonia's godfather, and your excellency, your husband, knows me very well. I now live with you, Mum, on this estate, and perhaps you will be so good as to notice that I dine with you every day.
You are a great help, our right-hand man. Dear godfather, have another tea.
A fine day. Not too hot.
A fine day to hang oneself.
What do the peasants want, Nanny?
The same old thing, the same old nonsense about the wasteland.
Why are you calling the chickens?
The red speckled hen has disappeared with her chicks. I'm afraid the crows have gotten to them. There's a workman for you at the gate.
Where's he
Been
from?
sent to fetch you.
Sorry for interrupting you, Nanny. Where's he from?
The factory.
Oh, thank you, Nanny. There's no way out of this. Now, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Oh, damn it, this is annoying.
Yes, it's too bad, really. You must come back to dinner when you're finished.
No, it'll be too late by then. That's fine. Okay. One of the characters of Ostrovsky's plays had a long mustache and thin wits, just like me. It's time for me to bid you goodbye. See you, ladies and gentlemen. I would be very delighted, Miss Sonia, Miss Helena, if you and Miss Sonia would come and see me at my estate. It's very small. It's only 80 acres. If you're interested in such things, I would like to show you a nursery and a seedbed. Who, like you will not find in a million miles, no, 1,000 miles of here. The forester is always ailing and he's old. So I superintend the work myself.
I've always heard that you were very fond of the woods. Of course, one can do a great deal of good by helping to preserve them, but does not that work interfere with your real occupation? You are a doctor, after all.
God alone knows what a real man's occupation is.
And do you find it interesting?
Yes, very.
Oh, extremely.
You're still young, over 36 or so. I should say, and I suspect that the woods don't interest you as much as you say they do. Nothing but tree after tree. I should think you find them monotonous.
No, the work is very interesting. Dr. Astrov watches over the old woods and sets out new forests every year. And he has already received a diploma and a bronze medal. If you listen to what he can tell you, you'll agree with him entirely. He says that the forests are the ornaments of the earth, and they teach mankind to understand beauty, and tune his mind to lofty sentiments. Forests temper a stern climate, and in countries where the climate is milder, less strength is wasted in the battle with nature, and the people are kind and gentle. The inhabitants of such countries are handsome, sensitive, graceful in speech and gesture. Their philosophy is joyous. Art and science blossom among them. Their treatment of women is full of exquisite nobility. And
bravo, bravo. All that's very pretty, but also unconvincing. So, my friend, you must let me go on burning my firewood in my stoves and building my sheds of planks.
You can burn your peats in your stove, and you can build your sheds out of stone. Well, I don't object, of course, building wood from necessity. But why destroy the forests? The woods of Russia are already trembling underneath the blows of the axe. Millions of trees have perished. The rivers are shrinking. The wild animals and the birds' homes are being destroyed. And millions of landscapes are being destroyed now. They're disappearing, and they'll be gone forever. And why? Because men are too stupid to pick up their fuel from the ground. Am I not right, madame? Who, but a stupid barbarian, would destroy, or no, not destroy, but burn so much beauty in his stove and burn, in which he cannot create. Man is endowed with reason and power to create, to increase what chances it has already been given to him. But until man is not created, but demolished. The forests are disappearing, the rivers are shrinking, the wildlife is being exterminated, the climate is being disgusted, and the earth becomes poorer and uglier every single day. I see the irony in your look. You don't take what I'm saying seriously, do you? And well, it may very well be nonsense, but I walk through the village of forests and I hear the rustling of the trees that I have created with my own hands to know that I have contributed to the climate. And hopefully mankind will be happy. And at least then, maybe I would have contributed to at least to a little bit of their happiness. I planted a birch tree, and I look forward to seeing it young and green and blowing in the wind. And that makes my heart filled with pride, and however, it may very well be nonsense anyway. It's time for me to say goodbye to you all. Farewell.